Hey everyone, welcome back to Work and Wander, where career stories meet dream destinations. I am your host, Jay Cocarulo, along with my fantastic, wonderful co-host, Jessica Badlam. Hello, Jessica.
Hey Jay, how's it going today?
It is going really, really well. We are recording sort of a series of episodes
Mhm.
here, which we love a good series. We did our short on location series, which we would love to do again.
That has been my
Um,
favorite series so far.
So far, my favorite series as well. And maybe again at some point. We never know, right, when that will pop up. But the series this time is actually focused on something that I would imagine some of our listeners know a lot about and some maybe not. It is we are recording conversations with some of our ARDA nominees and winners
Mhm.
that the ARDA Awards in Las Vegas this past May. So I'm sure just to give everyone like an overview, like what is ARDA, Jess?
Yeah, they're honestly, and to sum it up, it's kind of like the Golden Globes of the vacation
There you
ownership
go.
industry in a way. But it's the American Resort Development Association, and they are a trade association that represents the vacation ownership and timeshare industry. And really, their entire mission is to promote the growth and development of what's going on within the timeshare industry. So it's an extreme honor to be nominated for an ARDA award and especially to be a winner. So it's a pretty big deal, Jay.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And so every year there is a awards gathering of all the vacation ownership companies. They go back and forth. It's in Vegas one year, in Orlando the next year. So back and forth. If you think about it, those are two of the bigger timeshare
Big hubs.
locations in the
Hmm.
country, of course. And this year, Travel and Leisure won a record 23 awards, which again is why we are happy to celebrate some of our winners. So it's a big deal in our industry, and so we're really excited to be able to celebrate it.
Yeah, I mean, the 23 awards was incredible to hear about and to celebrate as a company. And it just really reflects how, how strong and how innovative our teams are across the business. So I couldn't be prouder of all of our winners.
I agree. And I'm really excited because our guest today is a winner from the most recent ARDA Awards. He is the director of the Human Resources Service Center at Travel and Leisure, a role he has held as part of his career with the company that spans more than 37 years. He oversees HR support for 19,000 associates across areas including workers' comp, background checks, leave management, benefits, tuition reimbursement, and associate recognition. Wow, that's a lot. And just a
Hmm.
few weeks ago, as I said, he was honored with an ARDA Award for Human Resources Professional of the Year. So, welcome to the podcast, Dan Williams.
Well, thank you for having me. What an honor to be on Work and Wander. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We
Oh,
are
we're so
thrilled to have
excited.
you. Yes,
Y-
I
Yes.
in all transparency, I have not worked that much with Dan, even though we're all in HR. But Jessica, I believe, works with Dan like quite
I
I
often.
have.
do. I
Yeah.
get to pester Dan every now and then in a most friendly way, and he's absolutely amazing to work with. And I got to meet him in person at the HR summit I guess it wasn't Orlando. It was Florida though, and we discovered that we're pretty close neighbors in the Virginia area. So that was super exciting to learn about. And he's been an absolute gem as a coworker and associate.
Thanks, Jessica. It's great to work with you as well. And Jay, maybe we'll get to work more together soon.
Yeah, I mean, you have a long list of things that you cover, so I'm sure that our
Yeah.
paths will
Yeah.
cross again.
Well, it's kind of the
But tell
special
me
part of the role, right? I get to work with so many different people in so many
exactly,
different
Yeah.
departments.
exactly.
So
All
it's great.
19,000.
All 19,000. That's right.
Well, you've been here for more than a minute, and, what kind so having tenure like that, like, what does that mean to you? Like, what has kept you here?
Well, I think the first word is proud, right? I'm proud of the time that I've spent with this company. The company has been very good to me. And I get the question a lot, how can you stay somewhere for so long? For 37 years, right? That's a lifetime. And I have to really kind of go back and say, well, you have to understand the path, right? The path is different for everybody, but I've really felt like I've worked for 5 or 6 different companies over the years. I've got
Hmm.
a chance to do different roles. I didn't start out in HR and I haven't always been in HR, but the path kind of led me there about 25 years ago. But there are so many different roles that I've played. I've got to relocate with the company. So I've got to experience living in different areas. So even though it's been 37 years with travel and leisure, it's felt like a number of different companies, a number of different experiences, and I'm very proud of the fact that I've been here this long.
Wow, 37 years is absolutely incredible, Dan, and definitely admirable for sure. I just celebrated my 15 year with the company, and it was
Woo,
woo!
woo.
Thanks,
Yay!
Jay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was neat that it was kind of put on the screen, at the HR town hall last week. And I do hope to get there as well, up there into the 30s with you. Maybe retire a little bit early. I don't know, but
There you go.
37 years is amazing. And not only do you have incredible tenure, but we learned that you have built a team that averages 13 years of experience together, which is amazing. So, what kind of culture do you have to create for people to want to stay that long?
Well, culture is a tough word. I think it starts with respect, right? You have to respect each other. You have to respect the fact there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days. We're all human, respect professionally and personally. When you have a team that has a lot of tenure, I have some associates that are 20 plus years in tenure. You've made that relationship over such a long period of time. There's a personal relationship there too. They're family, right? So you just really have to, I think, in my mind, start with respect, have the same values, work towards the same goals. And I think culture comes naturally in a team environment.
I agree. I mean, right, and I think that that's one of the overarching goals that
Mhm.
we're trying to do as a company as a whole, right? Is build these great cultures and these almost like it's so cliche, but everyone says it. And I mean, if everyone says it, then it must be true that the teams are like families. When
Yeah.
I was just doing a video shoot down in Myrtle, just when we did our on location, actually, and Jess was down there, and so many of the individuals are talking about the family that is
Yeah.
Yeah.
their coworkers, and now I'm editing that content and seeing that again, and it's just inspiring.
It
Um,
it is it is cliche a little bit, but I've got associates that I work with, coworkers that have watched my children grow. Right there, my
Yeah.
relationship with them is longer than I've had children. So it's hard not to consider people family in those
Mhm.
instances, right? When you
100%,
know so
100%.
much about each other.
I agree 100%. And, sort of speaking of, like, celebrating great things, let's talk about ARDA for a second and,
Yes.
like, that experience for you. So congratulations first on
Thank
Human
you.
Resources of the Year, so fantastic. Talk about, like, the process and being there, like, what was that like? And then the moment when you were announced as the winner.
Well, honored, right? Shocking that I won, but honestly, just to be nominated by the company is an honor. To have your peers and human resources, the leadership team of the company, nominate you for an award is amazing. But then to actually take a trip to ARDA, which was my first experience of ARDA, which, on a side note, for anybody who gets a chance to attend ARDA, the energy in the timeshare industry is incredible. The information that is shared, the amount of work that goes in, not only with Travel and Leisure, but other companies to put on ARDA, it was fantastic. Staying at the Bellagio was nice too, right?
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
side note, but that's a perk. But and then to be recognized by industry peers again, very humbling. Shocked, not expecting it, but I really really appreciate it. Not just the support from the company, but the peers in the industry.
It's awesome.
Incredibly well
Yeah.
deserved. I can't even, I mean, to win out of that many nominations just is a testament to who you are and what you contribute every day and the heart that you have when you come to work. So, I
Thank you,
couldn't be happier to celebrate that with you and have you on the podcast.
thank you. Pleasure to be here. My bucket list, right? I've been on a podcast now, so I can check that off the list.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. That's funny. So, before we move on to other conversations, right? You, of course, like through the ARDA win and through your 37-year career and the tenure on your team, right? You've built a long career doing work that matters to people. What advice would you give someone like early in their career who wants to like start what you've done and make that kind of impact either you or your team has made over the course of time?
Good question, because I don't think anybody sets out a lot of people, let me rephrase that. A lot of people don't set out and know the path that they should take and what drives them. So just the advice I would give is don't be afraid to take risks, right? Be true to yourself. Be true to the strengths that you have. You know yourself better than anybody else. If you're good at something, follow that path. Find a passion, right? Find value. Make it rewarding to yourself. Because if you're not happy in the role that you play, the one thing about our company is there's so many opportunities out there, right? You can always change and eventually you'll find your spot, kind of like I did. And I mentioned earlier, I didn't start out in HR. It kind of just happened along the way. I was always in the service side of the business, but an HR opportunity came along. It was interesting to me, gave it a chance. It was a risk, right? I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but 37 years later, it seemed to work out okay for me. And, you know,
That's right.
I would say, also to have a mentor, right? I wouldn't
Good
feel right
advice.
if I didn't mention the mentors I've had along the way. Every leader that I've had throughout my journey, I've taken, I've learned something from and wouldn't be right if I didn't thank them because they certainly shaped and helped me. You need those people that when you're especially when you're making career decisions that will be honest with you and tell you the truth on kind of what to expect and what you're good at, what you're not so good at even. But to lean on them, I think it's important to have a mentor or two.
Yeah, those are both great pieces of advice. Like,
100%.
yeah. So obviously, it has worked out, and your mentors, we
Mm,
thank them too because you've had an
yes.
incredible career. So, but since this is work and wander, we definitely have to talk travel. And since you've spent over 3 decades with one of the world's leading vacation companies, we have to know, how has working here shaped the way you travel personally?
Spoiled me, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, good
You
answer.
guys know. You guys know. We have some of the most beautiful resorts in the world, and the accommodations are second to none, right?
Hmm.
So, trips now staying at our resorts in our accommodations, they're hard to beat, right? If you have to stay in a hotel, you're miserable, just
Yes.
because you don't have the space that you have in our resorts. So, it's certainly I guess I would say not only shaped my travel, but my children's travel over the years, right? They're
Of
spoiled
course.
too. They don't want to stay in a small hotel room. They want to stay at a resort with lots of room, lots of things to do. So
Yeah.
yes, I again very fortunate to have been here so long and to have experienced the great accommodations and resorts that we have. It definitely
Yeah.
has shaped the way I think of travel and how I would like to travel.
Yeah. Are there any like favorite resorts of yours that you visited?
Yeah, Bonnet Creek has to be number 1. I think mostly just because not be it's beautiful, right? And it's fantastic, but the memories, we talk a
Hmm.
lot about making memories on vacations, and as my children were growing up, we made a number of trips to Disney and the parks in Orlando, and really there's nothing better than after a long day at the park to, you know, stop at Bonnet Creek for the night or 2 or 3 and enjoy the lazy river and the beautiful resort and just to have the space after
Hmm.
spending so many hours in the parks, everybody's exhausted. So, uh, Bonnet Creek has to be number 1.
Mine too, probably.
Especially with
Awesome.
kids, right? There's
Yes.
Yeah.
nothing better.
Is there so it doesn't necessarily have to be one of our places or resorts, but
Yeah.
is there a trip or 2 that really stands out? Could be a family vacation, somewhere that surprised you, a place that you'd keep going back to?
Family vacation wise, Orlando. We spent so much time there as our kids were growing up. But I think the one trip, Hawaii obviously stands out just because of its beauty. But the one interesting trip is Vail, Colorado. To
Oh,
me, there's something about the Rocky Mountains. Jessica can attest. We're fortunate in Virginia because we've got the mountains to the west and the beach to the east. But there's something about the Rocky Mountains to me that is breathtaking. I enjoy every trip to Denver and to Vail. Those are probably my most memorable trips just because of the scenic beauty of the
are we going
area.
in winter or summer or both?
Both. Yeah, it's
Nice.
completely different. Obviously, spring, summer is different than winter, but I don't ski much anymore, but whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall, Vail to me is a highlight.
I love that. And that was a great question, Jay. Like, what
Yeah, it
time of
was.
year? Are we open to all of it?
Yeah, right? I
There's
mean,
so
right,
many. There's
I've only been to Colorado in the winter to go skiing, but I hear that it's, of
it,
course, beautiful in the summer too.
it,
I
it
need to go
is very
back.
beautiful.
Yeah, I've only been to Colorado for a wedding, and it was in Estes Park, which was really beautiful.
Hmm.
But I need to go out and explore like the Vale and all of that stuff. My
Yeah, I don't know
brothers
what
both
it is.
snowboard, but I don't.
Yeah, not anymore
Mm-mm,
for
yeah,
me. But just something about the Rocky Mountains. I'm not sure I can explain it, but the beauty of the Rocky Mountains is just amazing.
yeah, I love it. Now, so that's one of your favorite locations. Is there
Yeah.
anything on your bucket list that you haven't made it to yet, like a trip that you're still waiting to take?
Australia is one. I've
Nice.
again over the years have been very fortunate to travel to a lot of different places around the country and around the world. And Australia is still one of those on the list that I haven't gotten to. But I think the one, this is probably not a necessarily the trip that we're looking for, but I'm looking forward to the time when time is not an issue, right? Where I can take a road trip and explore without a time schedule, without a schedule at all. Just drive around the country, see all of the sites that I haven't had a chance to see, even if it's was it the ball of yarn somewhere? It doesn't
Big ball
matter
of
what
yarn?
yeah. So I think there's a place somewhere that you can see that, but just
I've heard
take
about it.
take yeah, take the time and enjoy the country on no time schedule. So kind of go where the road takes me. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
That's
I
really
like that.
cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be fun. In Australia, we have resorts there,
We
Yeah.
so,
do.
you
We
know,
do. That's
don't.
that's on the list for sure.
All right, good. Um, well, before we wrap, we have a fun little question, quick answer question, quick question answer, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I'm tempted to cut that out, but I think I'm gonna leave it in.
It's kind of funny.
We have our rapid fire segment, called the suitcase sprint, where Jessica is gonna ask you some questions, and the first thing that pops in your mind, you're gonna answer. Cool?
First thing. Okay, let's do
First
it.
thing. All
All
right.
right, let's go. All right, first question, window seat or aisle seat?
Aisle.
You
Yeah.
knew that, Jay.
I'm
You
on a
could feel it coming.
I'm on a little bit of a streak, Jess.
Well, there's only a smidge. You still haven't caught up yet, though.
Too many
All
horror
right.
stories about the window, and I don't like to be confined that much, right?
There
Yeah,
you go,
it
see?
depends on the
So,
flight. Like Australia,
yeah.
I'll give you the aisle, but if it's a
Mm,
quick flight, it's fine.
You could go either way. Yeah.
All right, carry on only or checked bag?
Carry on only if at all possible. I've had horror stories of luggage being lost, so
Mhm.
definitely carry on.
Okay. All right, do you unpack immediately when you arrive or do you live out of your suitcase?
Unpack immediately. I have to look to see what I forgot.
I had a feeling. All right, early morning flight or late night departure, Dan?
Early morning flight.
Yeah,
yeah.
late night
Definitely.
departure doesn't get that many wins.
It doesn't
on
get a
this
lot of
one.
love.
Yeah,
No, especially where in our area, Jessica, I think we have
yeah,
more of a chance of being delayed and canceled later in the day.
that's
So
true. That's
definitely early
true.
morning.
Yeah, I've done a couple of late night flights, and it's like when they're long and I want to like go overnight. When we came back from Hawaii, Jay, we did a
Yeah.
late night overnight
Overnight.
flight. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah. All right, overpacker or are you a minimalist?
Probably an overpacker.
I am for sure.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's a problem
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
All right, I think I know the answer to this one, but beach, city, or mountains?
Beach.
Okay,
Gotta-
I was
gotta-
Oh,
thinking
beach. I
mountains.
was thinking
Well,
mountains.
I live at the beach, so there's something about the beach that always
All
draws you there, right? I
Yeah.
love the mountains, and a plug for Virginia. That's kind of we have the best of both worlds. So we have the beach to
Told
the
you,
east
Jay.
and the mountains to the west. So
Virginia's
Yeah.
the best.
I haven't argued with you.
I hype it up to everyone, But I did travel for work this week and stayed at a resort in Myrtle Beach. And every morning I had an oceanfront room, and so at morning I would go out in there and sit for a little bit, and then in the evening after I got back from dinners and things, I would sit out there and enjoy the view. So that's a tough one to pass up too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, boutique hotel, big resort, or a unique kind of stay.
Big resort.
Okay,
Big
yeah.
resort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
Lots of things to do. Lots to choose from.
All right, this
agreed.
one's a little specific. Favorite local dish you've ever had while you're traveling?
Ooh, favorite local dish. That's a tough question. That's a very
Mhm.
tough question. Favorite local dish. I spend, like you, a lot of time at the beach, right? So mahi ma here locally is my favorite. So I
Okay,
guess it's not necessarily a travel, but it is a local favorite here that I tend to always go back to.
there you go. That'll count. All right, when your vacation's over, are you already planning the next trip, or are you just savoring that one that you just took?
Planning the next one.
Okay, I like
I like
that.
to be on the
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I like to be on the go. Where are we going next?
You gotta know what's next.
Yeah,
I
can
love
you
that.
top the last one?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last one. One word that describes your ideal getaway.
Relaxation.
Perfect.
No
Yes,
matter where it's
Perfect.
at, right? As long as we have a chance
relaxation.
to relax and unplug, that's all
Dan's
that
speaking my
we're shooting
language.
for.
I
I'm
know.
telling you, Joe.
I'm traveling with Dan.
Just don't pack a bag. Trust me, don't pack a bag.
There you go.
Good luck.
So funny. And it works out good because Dan will sit on the aisle and you
In the
can sit on the
aisle.
window.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
there
sit on
you
the
go.
window.
Exactly. Okay.
All right, Dan,
On our
as
early
we
morning flight. On our early
Yeah.
morning flight.
there you go. If we both want to do that for sure. As we wrap up, we all talk about our mission at Travel and Leisure, which is to put the world on vacation. When you think about the work that your team does every day and taking care of the 19,000 associates so they can show up and take care of our owners and guests, right? How do you see your role connecting to that mission?
I think the easy answer is we're trying to take care of our associates so they can focus on making those memories for owners and guests, right? That's kind of I think the simple answer, but we're very proud of the work we do to support associates, business partners around the organization. And I think knowing that you have support for sometimes the worst days of your working career uh, helps them stay focused on their specific role in the organization. So um, I hope that makes sense. I think just being there to support those who make the biggest difference that are in the resorts or in the sales and marketing department is how we connect things.
Yeah. And I can say, on behalf of everyone, like we're so thankful for the work that you and your team
Oh,
do and the impact that you guys make for everyone. So,
thank you. Yeah, we're
so
we're
yeah.
fortunate because to your point, Jessica, we get to deal with everything starting from the recruitment process to retirement and benefits
Yeah.
and everything in between. So we get a chance to support in a lot of different ways.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Well, all right. I guess that about wraps us up for today. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining us on Work and Wander. It's been such a pleasure. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep wandering.
Thank you for having me. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Dan.